Ooh, hello everyone, welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave and today we'll be taking a look at MadLogarithm602's Marin Priest? Not too sure how to describe this one, but MadLogarithm has mentioned that this deck is based around the IGCN engine. I means Imp Master, G means Green Jelly, C means Cobalt Scalebane, and N means Necrotic Geist. So I guess they've seen that this is kind of like a really synergistic combo, really kind of, you've got Imp Master pooping out dorks, you've got the Green Jelly that poops out dorks that protect your boys that poop things out, we've got Cobalt Scalebane to buff them up, and we've got Necrotic Geist to, I guess, is a bit of an answer to board clears, or threatens that if our opponent does give us a bunch of tokens, we can start trading them in and getting even bigger tokens. So I'm really interested to see if this engine, as it were, is as good as it sounds. One thing that is kind of interesting to note is with all of these end of turn triggers, this deck kind of seems like the perfect one to get like a Shadow Ascendant in there, and also the Drakari Enchanter. Yeah, the one that makes our end of turn triggers go off twice. Kind of seems like this might be a prime candidate for this kind of deck, but MadLogarithm has not gone for that style. Instead, we do see cards like we've got a Marin the Fox at the end, so we've got a little bit of late game, just the one Night Scale Matriarch. We've got the Holy Water in here, and if you all have been watching my videos, you know how I feel about Holy Water. And then a couple of other interesting ones, I guess Raid Leader to capitalize on all the tokens. Northshire Cleric, obviously, we always want to be playing this card. Holy Smite, I'm guessing this deck might struggle in the first couple of turns, so we can use this to pick off like an early Light Warden or something like that. Other than that, yeah, all pretty typical kind of inclusions. It'll be interesting to see how this Holy Nova goes. But yeah, we'll jump into some games and see how we do. The Warlock here. So we can expect this to be
the light shall bring victory.
Zulok, possibly Evenlock. We might keep this Shadow Word Pain. Do we keep the Holy Nova? It's a really awkward reactive hand, where if it turns out that they're Evenlock, we just kind of do nothing for a while. Maybe we'll send back the Holy Nova. I love Twitter, it's just lots of yelling. Yeah. I think you don't have to tell half of the people that are in this chat. They are definite Twitter yellers. We don't really want to Holy Smite that, just in case we get blown out by some kind of heal shenanigans. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, this is it's a really awkward one. Definitely a massive concern for these decks, for this kind of deck, is that you just get run over in that early game. The good thing is we're not exactly competing too hard for the early game. Hold on to this Raid Leader. I've been yelling all morning. 11 out of 10. Always be yelling. A-B-Y. How do we ever kill these? Well, maybe with that. Got this set up perfectly when we rip the Holy Water off the top. Right? That's how that works. No. Everything's out of range with this Holy Nova now. This blows. Violet Teacher.
must consider.
Pay attention, class.
They have
I need to learn. I need to learn.
they have Fungal Enchanter. We are done. Kelliseth on 2, top deck Saranite on 4. Yeah, I mean that's why the cards are in the deck, right?
Unleash me.
Ugh. They even trade there to kill this rather than just plopping in there, which plays around the board. Holy Nove. 1, 5, 6, 10, 14. Guess this means we're not dead. Not dead on board. Very dead on board.
You have best.
Yeah, none of our didn't hit our Imp Master or anything early on. I think that's kind of a concern where a lot of our early plays, other than Northshire Cleric, are pretty weak to anything else that our opponent is doing on those kind of turns. Like, Raid Leader is not a good 3 if we didn't kind of curve out.
Anduin versus Malfurion.
It's a Druid here.
I must protect the wild.
Duskbreaker? Yeah. It does feel like maybe rather than trying to do the, like, change things to be like Drakari Enchanter, we want to try and make it a bit more dragony. Maybe try and get another Night Scale Matriarch in there, or some Fairy Dragons and some Duskbreakers. Would really like a Flame Imp. Ugh. Not a Flame Imp, an Imp Master. Because other than Swipe, there's not that many great answers. Yeah, we're just like doing nothing for the first 3 turns.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Kind of feels like this game's already over. Because we put no pressure on them, and their late game is
Attention, class.
significantly better than ours.
Sweet essence.
Token Druid is going to get a hella good plague from our little boys. Yeah, I think you've got excellent foresight there. A little weird little animation glitch.
Pay attention, class.
At the very least, if they go for a Spreading Plague here, we can play the Necrotic Geist and like upgrade our 1/1s. Nature will rise against you. Nature is definitely rising. Oh no. You don't even get to like keep our Necrotic Geist around. Yucky. Ooh. Do we go for the Matriarch here? Or do we go for the Defender heal?
I wonder.
If we assume that they're casting infestation next turn. If we go for the defender, we kill one of these, heal this, they can hit a beetle into it and then get a kill this. Whereas the matriarch, they can't kill it even if they
my children.
hit all the beetles into it. Yeah, I think matriarch is just a bit more resilient. Obviously, if they have like, you know, naturalize and things like that, or like an upgraded spell stone. Oh, you just drew it off the top there. I'm sure they have the other one in hand as well. No, they have the naturalize. Oh, they're just making sure they don't draw. Okay. How do we best protect this matriarch? We definitely want to trigger it this turn just in case it dies. So we're probably attacking this and healing. We can death this 5/5. I mean, then not do anything else. Or we can attack, play the green jelly and heal. But I think we want to... I mean, they didn't have the naturalize, so maybe we're okay.
Pay attention, class.
I am ready.
Interesting that they value the attack more than the death rabbit. And we probably still die to
I wonder.
Savage Raw. We goofed.
Be gone!
Meant to we want a Defender of Argus, the like non matriarch
My shield for
minions, I think. Yeah, because if they Savage Raw here, like I don't think they'd be getting through. I don't think they'd be lethaling us through the 2 taunts. Unless they have double Savage Raw. Or like branching path double Savage Raw. And I guess we're dead either way. Super dead. So would it have not been lethal if we had silenced the... Oh no, because if we silence the Scarab, then we have to attack the taunt one. That's 24 damage, yeah. So the Night Scale Matriarch was definitely good that game, but it was probably the only card that felt remotely good. Yeah, doing nothing for those first 3 turns. Obviously, like, you know, we could have hoped for a better draw, but the deck's not really set up to capitalize on that. You know, we don't have any 2-drop minions in the deck. Only have the 2 Northshire clerics early on, and we didn't hit the Imp Master, which is probably the card that we wanted the most. Okay. So what is this? It's probably Big Spell. No, actually at rank 5 it could be aggro. I don't think Holy Smite's good against either of those decks. Just doesn't really kill anything unless it's like Murloc Mage. Then of course it's very good. Yuck. Icky. I think there's definitely... Oh, this is the new board. Open up, open up. How do I open this? Oh. Ooh. Whoa. Sorry. Seen this these lasers are a little bit fun. What about this thing?
Pay attention, class.
That's what they want to do about this. Dragon Priest. Dragon Mage, rather. Interesting.
Is someone injured?
You are not welcome here.
I wonder if this deck wants to play Doomsayer. Just as an early way to clear the board so that you can land things behind it. You probably just want the Duskbreaker, right? Gosh, these trades are going so well for our opponent. So well.
I am not a morning person.
Yeah, that weird like graphical thing. I think it's the same with a lot of the, like, for some reason a lot of rush minions or charge minions, that when they come out, they like, after every action you do something, they'll like, they get that charge animation again. That did not feel great.
The icy winds of Northland will consume your souls.
Alright. Well, I guess this could help, but stand up bleeding. See if they got the other polymorph. Or a meteor. Pretty good. Still have the dragon from the Bone Drake. The big boner.
You are not welcome.
Oh no. They're gonna buff up his frozen champions. Hit the Syndra Ghost up, please. the weirdest selection of cards. Feels like an arena game. Our opponent does have all of the cards, and we have very few of them.
You are not welcome here. Our hammers echo in the deep. It is very hard.
Ah, so now we get to see some of the new interaction where we thought stole this Tar Creeper that has a Kaliseth buff and it actually keeps it. Whereas previous to this this patch, what is that? Patches. Okay. Previous to this patch, it would not have the buff. This also has the Kaliseth buff. So maybe we can get through this if we get a couple more Lich King triggers. No, not Flame Strike. Ah, Dragon's Fury. Interesting, so it's like a dragon big spell mage. It's kind of cool. You can get behind that.
Awaken, my children.
You can definitely get behind the very timid Rotface. Who are we getting off Rotface?
Rush the enemy! Defend Gilneas!
Be gone!
My shield for Argon!
Job done.
It's an NA brand big spell with more tempo to help it increase its shuttle walking rate. Ah, I haven't seen it. Is it just playing like scale mains, the Cineragosa, and the scale worms? Scale worms? Hey. That would have been pretty good if you did it first. You get 2 Lich Kings. Double the Lich King. Double the pleasure. Witness the savings at the surface of value. Seeing as Control Mage versus Shuttlewalk is an instant loss for the archetype. It certainly isn't good. I haven't checked the
Reality
exact win rates.
woven.
It's the Blizzard. Ooh. Giving us a ooh. They didn't want to bash our ghoul in.
My shield for Argon!
Job done.
Do not fear. Fear those who wield it.
I think ghoul's pretty good. Let's pack this one up. Keleseth, Saronite, Stonehills for extra Lich King, sometimes Abominations, if there's a lot of odd powers. Wow. We might have to check that list out, because it does look pretty cool. Anyway, let's take a look at the deck. Overall, I think the main thing that we kind of saw is that if we're not doing anything in the mid game, we're going to get... if we're not doing anything in the early game, then all of our mid game stuff is kind of irrelevant, because our opponent will already have board presence. And if our opponent has board presence, then, you know, when we drop Imp Master, it's not really going to do a lot. You know, Raid Leader is only good when we have board presence, and, you know, outside of that, it's a 3-mana 2/2. Some of the late game stuff was pretty cool, like the Night Scale Matriarch. Even towards the end, we kind of got to see the Necrotic Geist in action. But I think, like, if the idea of this deck is supposed to be something fun, I think I would move it more towards like the that Drakari Enchanter kind of style. But you really need to fix up that early game. So what I would consider doing is, and this is just kind of off the top of the head, we'll cut the Marin, cut these Holy Novas, get rid of this Holy Water, get rid of the Raid Leaders, get rid of this Iron Beak Owl. See what it looks like without the Shadowed Pain. Get rid of these. And we'll play Drakari Enchanter, play Ysera, Lich King. We want to play Duskbreakers instead of those Holy Novas, because now we've got an extra... We've got a Ysera in here, we have the 2 Cobalt Scalebanes. We can chuck a Duskbreaker in here, we've still got the Night Scale Matriarch. We need to fix up the early game, so let's get firstly some Shadow Ascendants, because they go quite well with the Drakari Enchanters. What we might do is get some Fireflies in here. I'm not sure how I feel about the Holy Smites. I think a lot of the early game can be fixed up by just having more minions to contest the board. Or we could play something like Spirit Lash. Spirit Lash could be pretty sick. It is a bit of a nombo without Imp Master, I guess. But maybe something along those lines. Maybe another 2-drop in here that isn't Radiant Elemental. So we could play like the Direwolf Alphas is a pretty good one to go with all of our things that poop out things. We could go with Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler could be pretty cool. All these things kind of a bit of a nombo with the Duskbreakers, but we did see in that the last deck we played that, you know, it is kind of good to have that duality of like Duskbreaker being quite good against aggressive decks, and just kind of don't play it if you're the aggressor. So we could include like the Fairy Dragons or something, and then try and trim down on this like 4 and 5 drop slot. Like we have like, if we do start cutting like the Holy Smites and the like the Deaths or something, we could start cutting down on the Violet Teachers. Just be less kind of tokeny, more different. APX Void pilots big Keleseth like no other. That is very true. He's one of my favorites. But yeah, that's kind of what I would look to do with the deck. Make it a little bit more fun with the Drakari Enchanters and a lot of those end of turn effects. But if you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links will be down in the description, including a link to the Hearthstone deck article. So if you've got some thoughts on what you do with the deck, or maybe you think that I'm totally wrong, please go over there and leave some nice, thoughtful comments. If you want to get into contact with me, the best place to do that is over on Twitter at Tommy_Wave, and we do stream all of these video recordings on Twitch. You can come hang out, Tommy_Wave on Twitch. We do things Monday, Wednesday, Friday at midday AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, until next time, big thanks to MadLogarithm for the deck, and I hope you all do stay wavy.